Hi everybody, Barbara Draska here, and it is December 28th, 2016, and I'm just sort of doing some office cleanup stuff and some things to get in a good mindset for the new year. And I wanted to share with you just a couple of things I thought to do that I thought might help you. And it's not fun or sexy work, but you know what? You feel better and things run smoother when you do just a couple of things like organize your hard drive. So clean out all the old files and get rid of all the old stuff that's irrelevant. You can back it up to the cloud, you can back it up to Dropbox, you can back it up to an external drive, and that brings me to the next piece is back up your hard drives, all of your devices, back them up. Clean out old emails. I used to have a goal of only having 30 active emails. I laugh now. About a year and a half ago, I was only going to have 30 emails in my email box every day that I had to action, and then I action them all and they'd go away. I've topped 200 as of this morning. So I'm clearing out old emails, and I'm also setting up some filters for emails that come in, so they're shunted into folders, and then I can action individual folders at a certain point in the week. I can decide to sit down and look at communication from wholesalers or communication from a mastermind group or whatever. So set up filters, organize your emails so that you're not so overwhelmed with it in the coming year. Reset your passwords. So go into all of your programs, everything you've got, and update your passwords with something just completely bulletproof. Don't use any known words or your last name or anything like that. Just create a randomized password and reset all of your passwords just for security purposes. There have been a lot of security breaches in the past year or so, and some that are coming to light that happened a couple of years ago, and we just need to just secure everything. Whether it's your websites, your email, your credit cards, everything, your retail store logons. Just reset your passwords. And then be sure to write them down, of course. You need to have a log of them. I use a password encoded Excel file, and I keep it on a separate drive from my laptop. So if my laptop ever gets stolen, or even if somebody had the file, they wouldn't be able to get into it because I've got that encoded with the password. Get insurance rate quotes. So every year I just double check all my insurance rates, whether it's car insurance or house insurance, and probably 70% of the time, 75% of the time, the rates that I have with my current carriers are okay, they're good. But sometimes, 20-25% of the time, I'll find better rates, and I don't necessarily switch. I just after shopping around, I take those rates to my carriers, and I ask them to match those rates, and I've been successful every time I've done that. And if for some reason they don't accept, then you can always switch carriers, and make sure that the coverage that you're looking for matches the coverage that you currently have. And the same goes for your vehicles. Make sure everything's updated on your vehicles. Make sure all the maintenance issues and the maintenance stuff that you haven't done in fourth quarter because you've been so busy sourcing and shipping and selling, make sure that's all taken care of, at least by the end of the first week of January, so you can start fresh. And speaking of vehicles, I don't know about you guys, but boy, I cart stuff around in my minivan, and it needs a cleaning. So I'll get it detailed in beginning of January too, just so I can feel like that I'm starting fresh, which is really nice. Clean out old photographs. So I've got photos, images of products I haven't carried in a year, of just random images that clog up my cell phone and my iPad and my iPod, and my Dropbox is just chock full of images that I'll never use again and have no meaning for me anymore. So clear out all those photos and just clean out that space. Another thing I want to suggest is get an email address, especially if you're dealing with suppliers. Like I source a lot wholesale. So I want a separate email address on my domain that says like purchasing at and then my domain name. Instead of sending a supplier a Gmail address or a Yahoo address, it doesn't look very professional. And the other thing that I'm going to do this year that I haven't done yet, but I'm going to do, is I'm setting up a separate email address just for the store emails. So, you know, the retailstore.com, I sign up for all of their specials and their ad flyers, and everything's being dumped into one email box. So I'm going to set up a completely separate email address for any of those, or any programs that I buy into, any educational material I buy. Anytime I opt in to download something, I'm going to have a completely different email address for all of that stuff. And then I'll create a filter for that email address in my Gmail so that it goes into one folder, and then once a week I review that particular folder. And I haven't set up a schedule yet, but I will. And I decided this year to use the Google apps, so Google Calendar, Gmail, and then just train myself to use the Google Calendar and the Google apps and the reminders that Google's supposedly really good at, and I just haven't implemented. I haven't taken advantage of all their tools. So I'm going to play a little bit with that in the next couple of days and just kind of set up my infrastructure at my office and my systems for my productivity systems. I haven't gotten to goal setting yet. I'm kind of clearing things out first and creating some space in my head so that I've got room, I've got silence and peace in my head and in my work area, so that I can really take a good look at what I want to do and accomplish and experience in 2017. And the next video is going to be, I'm going to talk about how to clear your space a little bit more, but metaphorically. The next video is going to be what you must do before setting your goals. So this was kind of an administrative piece of that, but the next one is going to talk about, you know, what's the step you have to take before you sit down and start creating your big giant hairy goals for 2017. You've got to do something before that, and then I'm going to teach you how to do that. So go ahead and like my YouTube channel. You can also join me on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/dealdiva, DEALDIVA. My name is Barbara Drazga, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.